The other mechanic change, True Strike, being given to the Witchblade. So Miracle has that kind of like guaranteed damage to pressure Mickey.
Nice. As soon as you said 2 new ones, I was just like, I think he's going to talk about Witchblade. And I moused over and I was like, oh, he is. And then you did. Yeah, okay, good. So yeah, it's definitely a factor they will have to, think about too. More damage for the PA as Koikfa.
Oh, no, he didn't play far enough. He got stuck by the shard. Oh, Koifa's done for. Now the Coil's going to make sure Taiga also dies as he's been. That's like its 5th death to the Coil or something like that. Insania. He's going to be wiped out. And they used to golem for that too. So Nigma,
oh god,
totally free Roshan here.
Yep. Tag team plus Troll. They are a bit bounded up, so they're going to take a little bit of damage, but swift execution by Nigma just playing together, not giving Liquid any little opportunities to get these burrow strike into arrows that have gotten Liquid that small advantage they had earlier.
I don't want to be
from Nigma.
I don't want to be super over the top here. There's still plenty of game to play. But if Nigma does win this game, especially if you look at the win probability, I feel like this last 5 minutes of play that you could point to these last 5 minutes as being like what set Nigma up to be able to win this game. I mean, it's just beautiful movement that they're issuing here.
Yeah, and just some slight mistakes, like Koikfa just making a little mistake. It gets punished as, oh my god, Mickey, the damage.
Mickey, all right, managed to get the kill on Miracle. That's a mega kill streak too. That's a big one.
He's gonna have Deso finished up pretty much now too, so we still have a little bit of push and pull from both sides for sure.
Yeah, that is the scary part. This PA is a ticking time bomb. And they're going to try and defuse that bomb right here, right now. Getting on top of him with a snowball, the wall response, knock up in the air, but here comes the epicenter. They're going to be able to get a big hit, and it does a ton of damage. 2 already down. Looks like the Troll might be able to pick up the kill on Boxy, but the original target, Mickey, managed to slip his restraints, and he got out of there.
And they're too scared to actually go for any type of play forward. Puck respawning in 5. They can't actually go for anything onto that Troll with Abba behind 2. So they'll back up and, they'll settle for that. A pretty nice epicenter to secure some nice farm. And Mickey, that's the Deso now finished. So he's still keeping up with the Troll.
Yeah, he certainly is. And so now we've reached a new power spike for Mickey. And I feel like ILTW in turn will have to wait to see him. I don't know. How soon do you think you need the MKB on this hero? So we're going to watch the replay again of that epicenter.
I think he's still fine without having to get it just yet. They have so much other damage that's going to be coming in. I think he can wait a little more. Just go for his own survivability for now. Pretty decent connections coming out from Koikfa throughout this game. Miracle, feeling very confident, rushing forward now. And the other thing about Witchblade too, like it actually just feels so valuable versus PA because of True Strike and you get armor. Like it just makes you tankier as these like ranged int heroes. Definitely just probably one of the best pickups you can get versus PA, period.
Yeah. ILTW will chop down a tower here. It's a very tight game, 14-14. Nigma holding the 2,000 net worth lead and still holding on to the Aegis as well.
Ooh,
at the same time. Liquid have shown how they could manage to win fights, but they didn't manage to get the connection there. They do have the constant chain stun here on Miracle on the back lines, keeping this puck in play. Now the golem being dropped as well. The damage onto Koikfa, it's just enough. ILTW is able to run him down as well as Insania. It may have controlled up Miracle, but it didn't matter much when Mind Control and ILTW were there to play in the team fight as well.
They're trying to jump Miracle to get these catches. This time he's just a little bit too quick on his fingers, and Koikfa does get turned on. Even though Boxy actually did, like you said, just such a good job of controlling the puck, doesn't matter. But that was Liquid. They tried to get like a quick little kill. They're trying to buy time. Mick, I think he's starting to recognize there's no way he can show up to these fights without BKB. If he just gets coiled, he's going to die every single time. So he's going to go for that one here. And Miracle has revealed the fact that he's not going to go Ags next. So that BKB will be quite valuable when he does pick it up.
Yeah.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Solar Crest complete for Taiga. Mickey we see going for the BKB, but on the Nigma side of things, they're feeling very nice. We've got S and Y complete for the Troll. Looks like BKB coming up next. We've got Timberstock going for an Octarine.
They don't have a Solar Crest, though, and they don't have anyone even on the realm of buying it for quite some time, as GH needs Blink. So Liquid will at least have that edge. They've got the Veil coming from the support Warlock, and then they've got the Solar Crest to buff up the PA. So
That's
Some
weird,
different-
right?
Some nicer amp that they've got coming out. Yeah, I agree.
Solar Crest is like the value item of this patch. Do you think that the Blink Dagger is that important for GH?
Yeah, that item's too
Okay.
good. It's everything for Tusks. That's the only thing. I just, Kuroki, maybe he could slip it in, but he's feeling like the Glimmer's is going to be a little more valuable for him anyway. So.
Yeah. Even weirder when GH is probably going to go back for the Solar Crest after he gets the Blink, so...
Yeah, I think that's the play.
Oh, nice kill here
Taiga.
on Taiga.
Just a silence, too. They don't even have to use the coil this time
No.
as Miracle continues hunting. Oh, Mickey playing around the blur.
Sneaky, sneaky. He gets away. And Sania is he able to do the same? A lane ward and a TP out. He's good.
Nice Warlock split push. The Fatal Bond into the Veil and a Shadow Word on a creep.
Yeah. We'll see if he's able to pick up the shard like we saw last time. It's been another edition of the shards for some supports. It means all of a sudden they actually get a little bit of wave clear.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm wondering if Koikfoot does want to go for these bots. I feel like he's going to be so squishy if he does go for this build.
Oh,
Like if he
yeah.
just gets coiled, he's just, unless he like Yules dodges the snap of the coil or something, or he's just waits until unless he's that counter initiation. I'm definitely a little worried for him. I kind of wanted him to get a little tankier, maybe even like go for a BKB himself, since he sees that timing of the puck Ags is going to be later. But we'll see. As Miracle, he's got Lincolns, so now it's pretty much impossible for them to do the Sanking stun into arrow combo.
They got him, but Boxy has the shard. He's using that to be able to counteract the coil. You can go ahead and roll it up inside of that ultimate, and then use that to be able to get off Rolling Thunder. Nice and easy.
I love that shard. I actually thought this one was going to get nerfed, I'll be honest with you. But
that one's broken, yeah.
yeah, it definitely feels just a bit strong, especially with Blink. Like the way that you can just chain stun people. Blink, Yules, and the shard, you can stun someone for like 8 seconds. So
Yeah.
it's really, really nice. As Liquid, they can battle. They have the BKB on Mickey. So if it comes to them, they will be able to take that fight. But right now, just buying a little more time. Koikfa, he is farming, but they're smoking. So let's see.
Time.
Level 18 on PA2. So he's got a big damage spike on top of that immunity.
They're going to bait out Boxy here. The arrow's going to slide through, but Miracle managed to dodge it with a phase shift. Jumps over. Boxy already dead. Liquid continuing to take this a 4 versus 5, but the initiation's very awkward. The Golem's going to go. Oh my God, Kuro!
one-shotted.
Holy crap! He just disappeared. Miracle. Uh-oh, his Lincoln's been broken, but phase shift, they missed it. He managed to blink away. Koifa just hoping the timing was right there on the Burrow Strike. They did what they could, but ultimately it was not a good trade-off for Liquid, and they still got to make sure they get out of here. As ILTW continues to pressure forward, Burrow Strike into the arrow. BKB goes off first. He gets inside of the snowball as well. They're going to go for Koifa. He's already dead. Taiga caught inside. He does actually, he leapt through the coil and didn't get caught by it, so he's able to get out, surprisingly. You spot him last second.
It looked like it was going to clip Mickey, perhaps, and force the BKB, but Miracle actually just slightly off the mark there.
I feel like that simultaneously wasn't as good as it could have been for Liquid, it being a smoke initiation and all that, but also, like, it could have been so much worse. My God.
Yeah. And we see the Status Resist come into play. They tried to stun into Arrow, but Status Resist just is able to get BKB off, even at coverage of GH. But we're seeing the damage. Mickey is... He can one-shot the Abaddon. So, the fact that we pointed out that there was no Solar Crest on their team, Kuroki gets one shot, buys a medallion immediately.
He's like, okay, I get it. Armor's good. And yeah, maybe, if they could have found a way to be able to control it Miracle there, then the fight might have been more worth it, but as it is, feels like that was a Nigma win for sure. So, Tuss is actually, okay, you pick up the medallion. I'm going to go the Aghanim Scepter, so we have a way to break the coil. All right.
Yeah, that's going to be great. If they get to the point where he has Ags and Puck has Ags, like this game is, I feel like this game is going to be so hard for Mickey. He's just going to get Blink coiled, kicked out of the coil to a million miles away, and they can just chain stun him. Yeah, it's going to be a lot on these initiations. Liquid, they need some perfect ones coming in these next few moments as they're really starting to fall behind. And Miracle, he's, he bought the Lincolns to cover him so he can safely farm Aghanims. He's pretty much got it now. Just about 600 more gold, and he's going to have that.
Mid
They're
lane.
going to actually hunt.
Arrow down, Rolling Thunder. He's going to have to blink back to hit him again. Mind Control does manage to get off the Bloodstone here. ILTW managed to hunt down Koifa while we're watching this. Mind Control's too tanky. They can't kill him. BKB already activated by Mickey as they try and escape. ILTW pushing forward. Mind Control doesn't have a Yules or anything, so no way to stop these heroes from retreating back to their base.
I think the Bloodstone actually may have saved them, though. They're doing good damage to him, but yeah, it gets the heal off. And that is, BKB. That's one charge for Mickey, down to 8 seconds. And yeah, Miracle, the Ags is going to be done. So, yeah, I don't know. These fights just feel like they're going to be so damn difficult. If Miracle just catches a coil on any of the 3 cores, it feels like they're just going to be shut down in the fight. And as we've said 100 times already, it feels like they get completely owned. Like, these 3 heroes just get owned by leashes.
This, do you feel this dynamic will change at any point in the game?
I'm
not sure if it will, right?
I don't think so. No, I think the game for Mickey, like, it doesn't get easier for him. There's like the troll is getting too big. The troll has the solution also for the PA. It's not just going to be that puck anymore at some points.
Boxy just kind of like blind jumping at the puck. They're really grasping for straws there, trying to catch him, but Miracle gets away. They immediately smoke up. No Rolling Thunder. We just picked up the Aghanim Scepter. Like, things are feeling really good for Nigma. And they're looking to even out the series. They found the initiation on Mickey with the coil, the axe as well. Mickey realizing it's going to stay there, but he's just a sitting duck as now ILTW's here. He's able to jump away to safety thanks to Insania. Insania spotted by Mind Control. He's able to get away. Koifa with the big entrance. They have the epicenter. The arrow blocked by Miracle. Doesn't actually get the chains on ILTW. ILTW with a BKB. He'll deal with Boxy pretty easily here. Again, Liquid trying to figure a way to scramble out of this team fight as they've done time and time again. Koifa, he's caught. He's dead. 2 down, 2 cores dead on the side of Liquid, and Roshan just spawned. So Nigma, they'll take that. They'll take a hefty advantage. And Fog, this is feeling like Liquid. They just can't win these fights anymore.
No, this puck it's just way too good versus them. They have so many ways to get info for him too, right? Troll, Tusk, Timbersaw just charge in, give the vision for that PA, and then all his job really needs to do is coil him. Mickey has to BKB. The entirety of his BKB is used in coil. And sure, they have the sanking epicenter and stuff that comes in through the midst, but everyone's too tanky now at this point. They need the PA to be able to hit during the entirety of her BKB, and she can't hit at all. As LTW now is MKB, so that second solution for the PA is there. And yeah, Nigma with a commanding lead now.
And now they approach the high ground, giving Liquid no opportunity to try and stall out a bit, maybe get the Abyssal on the PA. They're going to keep going. Burrow Strike Arrow does a good amount of damage here. Boxy not actually hitting the Rolling Thunder there on the target. But they've blown some spells, and ILTW's like, yep. Back to work here, boys. Arrow, oh, it actually hits Miracle. That's a big one. Mickey sees his opportunity, blows him up. ILTW immediately popping his ultimate, getting on top of Mickey. Mickey, oh, he's surviving. Is he actually going to be able to get out of here? Away to the fountain he goes. Boxy, Yules, he has not quite enough. He's going to try and swashbuckle, but it's not quite there. Mickey, he's going to come back into play with the arrow onto Mind Control. Yules Scepter onto Kuro to prevent the aphotic shields, but he gets it off anyway. Mind Control, he's going to try and limp away here. Feel like Kuro? Yeah, Kuro. He's got a crit. Mickey's got a crit for him. It's ready to go. Mind Control may still be able to get out, but it seems unlikely as he's been Yule stalled up. Mickey! He jumps away before the Chalkern could be pulled back for the additional damage. He barely survives there as Liquid do manage to hold.
A clutch catch, though. What, did he just jaunt into the arrow, or did he blink into the arrow? He just got caught by it either way, as they're able to finally get a fight without the puck, and Liquid lives to see another day for the time being.
Still, though, smart by LTW. He read the room. He was like, okay, this is not a friendly crowd. I'm going to get out. We'll save the Aegis. We still have plenty of time to work with this.
Yeah, it was a smart retreat from Nigma. Liquid capitalized as best that they could with what they were given in this situation, as Koifa
pops the Essence Ring, still has the Yules. He's going to use it on the Troll here, but he doesn't have Burrow Strike, so there's no options for him. Boxy, he's going to be caught on the side here as well. Tuss was just bottom. Help with that team fight. Oh, Yule's blink. Nicely done by Boxy, and he will actually get out TPing as he rolls away.
Radiant are scanning.
Satisfying for Boxy, at least to survive. Mickey, he's gotten another item finished up, picked up a Titan Sliver as well. So he is getting toward that Abyssal Blade. That will be some nice lockdown and control for that puck in particular. So maybe some still some hopes. It still looks very difficult whenever Miracle is going to be alive in the fight. But some small hopes.
Another change that kind of hurts PA, the MKB, an additional 5% chance to proc.
Yep.
As the PA did go for what pretty much everybody goes for, the additional blur evasion, which still does add a decent amount of evasion even against MKB, though I don't know. I know it used to be like an additional 10% against MKB. I don't know what the additional 5% does to the math. I'm not that smart.
Me either. I was hoping you wouldn't ask me. Owen would usually ask me some weird questions like that. Is Mickey?
Oh, Mickey. He's stuck, and he's going to be forced to use the BKB defensively. That means
pre-coil.
Liquid can't really do a whole lot, and yeah, Miracle's ready to go with the coil. Doesn't actually grab Mickey, but he does manage to grab two. Insania. He's going to be okay. They're trying to disarm ILTW as best as possible. The old golem is going to be dropped, so Koifa, he'll be okay for now. Boxy's just kind of rolling around, not really doing a whole lot here. Jumps away, but Nigma, they say, abilities on cooldown once again. Let's just make sure we don't get arrowed again, and we can take a second lane of barracks here.
Yeah, they're trying to land the connections, but every time, yeah, Kuro, he just shields, just removes that stun off almost immediately. And ILTW, he's starting to be able to focus on Rax. There's no Golem, no Rolling Thunder.
They're just hoping for disarms. They're pretty much throwing out stuns just to slow him down, but it's not really a threat. He's still got 40 seconds left on the Aegis. You're going to try and keep him inside of the base with the upheaval. 35 seconds for the Aegis, so they cannot keep him here this long. But maybe they can pop his life from a distance, but they've overcommitted. Boxy, he gets gone on by GH. That Walrus Punch is just enough to be able to take him out. Mickey is going to try and get the counter kill onto GH, and they do. Stalled up a little bit longer. ILTW tries to make his way out of here. 15 seconds more for Aegis. Liquid, they want to pursue, but it's not little enough time. They're going to have to go into this very dangerous high ground if they want to go for it. Big A, Miracle, he sees the opportunity to be able to get the coil onto two, and ILTW, he's found his target. He gets right on top, and Mickey sticks onto him, and they're just dead. Liquid, they may have some buybacks left in the tank. The Aegis has been reclaimed, but I don't think there's anything left in the tank here, Fog. They're just going to hit tier 4s, force Liquid to buy back, force them to take a 3 versus 5 with no ultimates.
Yeah, I think the draft overall just started to get a little too difficult for Liquid. Unless they were just snowballing out of control, the Troll, much more solid and safe pick overall. And I mean, Puck, Miracle, he counters just the 3 cores. The coil alone countering all 3 cores is just too devastating for them to deal with, as they will get a couple more kills and clean up the game.
All right, it happens again. The last time a best of 3 between these two teams actually was a clean 2-0 was Nigma taking it at Omega League 8 months ago. Ever since then, they've just been going back and forth in best of 3s, and once again, we're going to see a 3rd game between these two teams.
Sweet. And I mean, looking at my control's face, he's just like, yeah, unexpected this. You know, we always go game 3, so, you know, just get ready for the next one. As this one just felt hard, right? It felt like the game was an uphill battle for Liquid the entire time. Even when they were punching back and getting these decent fights, it was literally just because they got like some great arrow connection with the stun and the Abaddon wasn't in range. When Nigma was able to actually set up with all this, it felt like Liquid just could not really take these fights. The Sand King mid was a cute attempt, but didn't end up working out this time.
All right. A game 3 here to determine if Nigma is going to keep their successful role here in Season 2, or if Liquid can finally get a win on the board. Let's go ahead and check out the panel, see as they break this game 2 down.
Thank you, Captain Fog. We'll be back with you, of course, for the 3rd game of the series. But first, let's talk about the 2nd game, what went right, what went wrong, all that after the break. The series is tied 1-1 after Team Nigma successfully beat Team Liquid in this second game of the best of 3. You're watching DreamLeague Season 15, powered by Intel. It's the upper division of the Western European DPC. I'm here with Tigov and Kyle, here to break the game down. And I want to start with a lane that actually went really well for Team Liquid. It was the PA versus the Timbersaw. Kyle.
Yeah.
Or T. Yeah. Who wants to
Me?
take it? Who wants
Okay,
it?
I'll
T.
take it. I'll
T,
take it. Yeah, so basically the side of Team Nigma, they left the Timbersaw on an island all by himself, having to play into Warlock and PA. Timber should do pretty well there. The funny thing, what happened was he went to go grab the second wave, as you do, and randomly there was a creep following Insania. So Insania was able to block the way in which a solo offlaner gets to play Dota, and completely mitigated Mind Control's early entry into the game. That did allow Team Liquid to feel a little bit better than they probably should in this type of game, and then we fast forward a bit, and of course Nigma, their grouping up and their ability to run at you was too strong. But yeah, it was a very good showing from Nigma, bouncing back after game 1.
Yeah. I mean, I'll shout out my my man Professor Nahaz, who sent me a DM. The big difference in this game was that in this scenario, Koifa, you need Epicenter to win this game. You need that damage. The game we saw Miracle win on it, just a stun, your Ion shelled. It was all about just finding kills.
Yeah.
You don't need this huge AoE teamfight ultimate to land, to have even a prayer of winning. Plus, Miracle got Ags. They won a teamfight decisively. They took Roche. They took 2 uncontested Rexes. It literally ends the game. And that's just not a scenario I think Liquid are comfortable in. This is a naked PA, a Sand King that has to do way too much work, and all of their kill potential is, God, I hope we arrow somebody and Crow isn't nearby.
They did arrow quite a few people, but yeah, it was a little lackluster, unfortunately, for them. A lot of initiations and counter-initiations were also happening. That also happens in every game of Dota, but this game in particular, Perch wants to talk to you about it.
Thanks, Shiver. Yeah, like Kyle pointed out, Liquid's teamfights could work out really well if they executed them correctly. A burrow strike into an arrow combo with some burst damage and some teamfight, yeah, they can kill these really important heroes like Puck. We're going to make their team fight feel a lot worse. But the best thing about getting kills is not just the gold advantage, it's what you get to do afterwards with it. You get golden experience, and then that gives you time to go across the map and get kills. Liquid won maybe their best clean team fight at this 12-minute mark here, which gave them a little bit of time. But unfortunately, too early into the game, everybody's going to respawn, and therefore they don't feel very comfortable pushing. But look what, oops, sorry, jump one clip there. Look what Nigma now does with this advantage. It's about a minute later. Potom stayed mid, hit mid a little bit. Well, because of that kill, now they get across the map, knowing their opponent's team fight is weaker. They don't have Golem. They dive, get a kill. They end up taking a tier 1 tower. And then afterwards, they start invading the enemy tri-camp. Getting 1 kill makes a huge difference. So if your lineup does resolve or surround getting a kill like this, and your observer would get spotted when you're smoking, this is going to give Nigma a much easier time to initiate. Here's the first burrow strike, arrows coming to follow up, but that gets removed, so the follow-up stun happens. And now we basically see Sand King as a problem in this lineup here. He's a great hero for initiating, and if you can stay alive and continue Sandstorm, it's not bad. But if you get focused immediately afterwards, you're going to have a really, really bad time. He gets killed at the start of almost all of these team fights. I can maybe criticize his talent choice at 10 as well. He went for the epicenter damage. Some of the better Sand Kings I've been seeing have been going for health consistently for moments like that, because it might keep you alive long enough to get you more experience and to snowball into more advantage. Here's another initiation. They almost caught Miracle here, but he was playing extremely safe, did the silence, did the phase shift here again. He's going to get counter initiated on. Another thing I feel like they maybe could have used was a Force Staff. Would have been really nice against Tusk. Both cases in these last fights, Sand King gets separated after a faulty initiation, and he has no way to survive. He had to get Yule's Scepter to protect himself a little bit, but maybe if his Mirana had gone Force Staff and then gone Solar Crest, or gone Medallion Force, then finished Solar Crest, they would have been in a better place, because the problem wasn't necessarily making PA strong. It was more about they weren't able to keep Sand King alive in these initiations, which meant that the fights were basically just over. He was a burrow strike, and that was about it. Here's another initiation. The late game Boxy getting way too greedy, going for this melee creep here. It gives Nigma a chance to initiate. The burst damage comes through, arrow misses, and even though Meke is super farm this game, they just never really got the right targets to win a fight convincingly, and Nigma eventually pulls out the win.
They pull out the win, they force the third game, and that game too indeed gave a lot of food for thought for Team Liquid and their staff. We got a lot of work for the coaches to do, I would imagine. We're going to find out if all that work's paying off, because Game 3 around the corner. Stay tuned, short break. We'll be back with the draft. deciding game between Team Nigma and Team Liquid. Will Team Liquid finally get a win on the board, or will Team Nigma remain undefeated? That's what we're here to find out. Of course, we might also be finding out in retrospect who's going to TI and who's not. It could very well be that a lot is riding on this series in particular, and this third game is all the more important. I'm here with T, here with Kyle, and we are in the draft for this third game. So I want to hear you guys talk Dota, please. Thank you.
Well, we get a run back. I think Liquid make a good move here going for the Tiny instead of the Sand King. It's so much easier to fit into their drafts. Taiga can play it. Sand King 4 just isn't good.
Nope.
Tiny 4 can get some work done, and of course, they can always be core.
Yeah, and of course in the previous game, we didn't actually really mention it, but the idea of Sand King playing mid, it was not because Liquid wanted to, but it was a necessity. When Nigma picks an Abaddon to counter the Sand King Mirana lane, you have to remove those two heroes from the same lane, otherwise you will just give complete free farm. So it was Liquid's idea of, haha, you might pick Abaddon, but we've now one-upped you with this, but again, it just never really kind of came into effect, and it was Liquid being forced to move around heroes away from a draft that they really wanted to bring out in game 2.
Yeah, it's also just a product of how broken Beastmaster is. You got to take Wisp out of the hands of this lineup. You have to ban Beastmaster because of the patch, but you keep giving away Tusk. And
well, this is the unfortunate thing, I think, when a new patch comes through and you find like the broken hero, the fact that we haven't had a patch to bring it back down to kind of a realistic level.
well, we tried. It was tweaked.
We need more. Like, that's
need
the
more.
thing. Like, I think realistically, we need a C patch just to remove Beastmaster, because the fact that we do have whoever is first pick, the other team has to ban Beastmaster.
Yeah.
That does devalue drafting a little bit.
We haven't had anything like that for a while. Since TI5.
I know, but
when it was
that's the
like
great
Lesh
thing.
ban every
Yeah.
game.
But that feels amazing that we are like, I feel like one hero away from it being pretty good, right?
Yep.
That's like how amazing a C patch would be to kind of the scene right now.
Well, yeah,
for
I
sure.
mean, I would agree, because the games are great. I think that everything's just at the right spot. Activity is promoted. If you look at the previous lineup, I think Liquid's fatal flaw was, I think Pat Purge did a good job explaining, but they couldn't take objectives after fights. They could get kills, they blow huge cooldowns, but then they can't walk into Roche. They can't go for towers. The draft needed so much time to come online, and right now, Dota, you got to get advantage from your team fights.
Yeah,
you can't just go back to farm woods.
Yeah, it's like the post-fight, what do? You know, do you take more fights? Do you take objectives? What do you do? And when you have a draft that is so kind of on all of that, it is a bit difficult. For
I love these bans from Nigma. They're just straight up getting rid of win conditions. The Slardar specifically, I think Liquid just feel more confident when Boxy's playing this hero, because it also alleviates any fears they have about going into the late game. It makes Roche, especially as the Radiant site, so much easier to take.
That reminds me, Team Liquid hasn't played Radiant side yet in this series, and they normally are the team that prefers Dire every single time.
What would they have chosen then?
We will not know. Ever.
You won't be able to see on the third game. Will go back to coin toss, Kyle, so you probably won't see any text evidence if you're walking over to the lobby. He
He's
is looking.
walking over to the
He's
lobby.
Liquid chose Radiant.
How did you
How
see
do you
that?
know that?
I'm
Did
looking
they
at
type
it.
it?
You guys, Nigma won the coin toss, and they chose first pick. Liquid chose Radiant.
All right, all right. Thank you for that.
No worries. I think that there's like, that was the most frustrating thing as a drafter, was this idea that you had to go into the final deciding game not knowing
They do it
what
manual.
side or pick you would be. So you have to like develop two different concepts based on who wins the coin toss.
Yeah. We got
Oh,
Enchantress coming out.
I'm really happy to see this, just because when they first played up in their first series against Alliance, we saw how tanky a position for Enchantress can become.
Yep.
Like, we were skeptical, what is their front line? What's this? And suddenly you have this like Solar Crest, you have this Hood or whatever on this, Bambi going in first. It's disgustingly tanky. I like
Is it a dangler?
It is.
Carrot on
With
the stick?
some items,
Here's the carrot.
It can.
Here's the
Dangling
carrot.
can be done. Just in case you're not aware of the term, it simply means you stand up in front, you soak a couple spells, and you unlock the fight
Wow.
for the rest of your team.
Surprised they went for a Pugna though. I mean, it gives you burst damage. The decrep, I'm overrating. The decrep can be purged off by the enchant of Ench, but at the same time, tons of burst damage. Really annoying to play into Netherward as both of these ranged int heroes on the side of Liquid.
I guess the key thing here for Liquid is simply it doesn't feel like there's any flexibility with their picks now. It just feels like the Ench is the 4, the Tiny is the mid. So this most likely will just be the boxy hero with a last pick for the carry to try and get that big win condition.
Yeah. Knowing Liquid, Mars is a possibility, but I'm not a huge fan of it here.
When they last picked Enchantress, it was with a Void Spirit in both games.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Void Spirit on the off lane for Box.
I think that's probably a great
And that's
route
not too
then.
bad because it does then flex into more of like, it could be the safe, they could make some Liquid stuff.
Oh, yeah, and
like,
whenever you're playing against Pugna and Puck, like the name of the game is get on top of them, specifically this Pugna. Going all the way back to, watching the TI9 True Side, Kuro just telling his team desperately, like, kill Pugna, find Jerax. It's the same deal here, whether or not it is a core or support. So yeah, Void Spirit all the way. Anything that has a point-and-click stun, preferably with as much reach as
yeah.
possible.
I actually like the Void Spirit even more here, just for the idea of Tusk. You do have a way to get away from him, dissimulate. So yeah, I'm a big fan if they pick Void Spirit.
You always second-guess yourself, though, in this position.
Well, they're spending a lot
'cause-
of time on it.
Yeah.
They're clearly
Well,
not
it's 'cause-
second-guessing, but cementing the view.
They just did it, right? So
Yeah, that's true.
Kuro's going to have that scouting report. You got to figure they'll have some
All right, new
information.
plan.
And also, then you get to a point where it's like, where's the Tiny going? Where's the Edge going? Suddenly you have 3 flex heroes, and it gets kind of complicated to
I think
make the...
I still think it's
trees.
pretty set in stone. Like Tiny is the mid, Ench is the 4. This is I don't think flexibility is the issue here. It's just kind of like, what is our plan here? Like, let's say we do pick this hero. When are we winning this game? Like, we have a Warlock 5 for great team fight. We don't really do building damage. We can kind of kill them. We can't really do Roshan. Like, there is a lot of question marks right now with these initial heroes. Okay, and then they go for the Mars. Like,
I'm not sold on it. It's another...
it's okay. So this entire series, Liquid's approach to it is just simply, we want to have the team fight to deal with the aggression that Kuroki clearly stated in one of his interviews of, like, we want to play quick, we want to play fast. How do you beat that? You just have the overwhelming team fight, you pressure them at objectives. Game 2, that never really came into play because they did just kind of lose their lanes and, it was too quick for them. So Liquid clearly has an approach to the series, and after a loss, they aren't changing that up. They are still sticking to their guns, and that's why they are picking these kind of bigger AoE heroes, or at least we're seeing the Warlock in all 3 games.
Yeah, team fight control.
Is there any, Lifesteal is banned, so Juggernaut is obviously available if they wanted to go for the anti-Mars hero. It might not feel that nice into an Enchantress, constantly being poked.
I don't think you mind. You have so much kill threat, and no interrupt exists at the moment, with the exception of Golem for BKB channeling. Yeah, you don't want Slark. Jug is just so safe.
Okay. Oh, yeah. Okay.
Dispel
nice.
for the Fatal
Yeah,
Bonds.
that's nice.
Really good
Nice.
against Enchantress.
Of
I'd
course,
say
yeah.
okay against Mars, though I'm fairly certain I've seen Mars outlane PL just with a lot of W spam.
This is going to be a good lane from Liquid just because you have range plus Mars, and the early damage can annoy a PL. Obviously in the game, then it's, PL's free reign. If he ever gets to, Manta Diffusal +1, it's going to be just a PL show.
Tiny does all right against Phantom Lancer until the game gets too late. Once you have the third item, Scotty or Heart, suddenly the illusions don't get cleaved down so easily. Tiny gets out of mana real quick, and you just stand there and slowly get whittled down.
I think Nigma has to ban. They've already banned the Leshrac, of course, because of PL. They have to ban most likely Ember. I feel if Liquid is able to get some high tempo style of anti-illusion,
Yeah,
Pugna.
I really like that Liquid banned Timber. There's no real shot. You can't pick it yourself, and it's actually really scary when you've already committed to 2 melee cores.
Okay, ban out anti-mage. Okay, so yeah, right now Nigma, they just need the annoying mind control hero that has kind of some noise in the game.
Prophet?
Don't they need something more sturdy?
I feel like
yes and no. The thing is, you can build NP that way, and I'd be really concerned about Liquid dealing with a ton of pressure. I really think that is...
My fear is simply it sets up for Liquid's teamfight draft too well, where Fury naturally wants to pressure objective, and then suddenly, the big combo spells come in, it gives away the kills.
That's the whole point, though. You play away from team fights. You press your advantage, you split the map, and you get your PL and your Nature's Prophet huge. It's one or the other for Enigma. You can also just go for something to provide more 5-on-5 power, but I just don't think that's the way you want to play this game. You already have a Puck and PL, very mobile, very elusive.
Center
Center doesn't always feel great into Mars because you're a hero playing around movement, and obviously Mars with Arena, you can't move out of that. But yeah, it's a very strong laner. Once again, it's going to be independent this time, like we saw in Game 2. You know, Mind Control, he's playing Timbersaw. You leave him on an island, suddenly it unlocks GH to make plays on the map. You're checking out the stacks. You're playing into your safe and playing into mid. So I like the idea from Nigma for sure. It is going to be a lot of nuisance on the map, trying to shut down PL, but you can't stop the Centaur from farming, and you're losing tout. Yeah, I like this.
So what's good for Liquid? We still have a Jug or a Slark in the pool, but they end up going for the Jug.
They go for Jug.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're going to go for the... I think that before the changes to your Shard and the talents, Jug against PL wasn't really that great, but now you can go for this Blade Flurry build.
You just spin him down, yeah.
Exactly. You get the Maelstrom procs throughout the spin.
Brian's a big fan of that.
Yeah.
Big fan.
It's the only hero you have.
Oh, wait,
really.
look at that. Nice little 5 Pugner.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Are you going to feel great playing into an inch? Not really. But you're going to play at 5 Pugner to unlock your draft. Yeah, I like
it's really nice against Jug. Like, Kuro's the man to watch this match because you have that ability to completely negate the Omni Slash, the damage from Mars throughout his ultimate. You can do a lot of work. Plus the Nether Ward, you know, one of the highest rated abilities in ability draft for a reason. It is a perfect kit to play on your 5 here.
Yeah. Is it enough?
Is
it going to win him the game?
I think the lack of... I think Nigma will be winning this game just because Liquid has the lack of cheap lockdown to prevent a mid to late game puck and PL combo just running throughout the entire game and just being ever so strong. So it just feels Liquid is always looking to try and win the game early. Oh, sorry. No, wait. Nigma's trying to look the game early, but this time they don't need to. They can just scale beautifully. So they kind of changed up their script going into Game 3, unlike what they tried doing in Game 1 and 2. So
it really, I think, depends on who comes out of the lanes. In theory, Juggernaut should have an incredible time up top. And I believe if Mickey has a phenomenal game, he will just be able to carry this pretty much all by himself. I think it's the closest draft of the series so far.
Okay, well, I am very happy to hear that. That means we're in for a good one here for the third and deciding game. Let's hear more about this game from Cap and Fogged.
That's right. These two teams matched up against each other last season. Early on, actually in week 1, they went to a game 3. Liquid took game 1, but Nigma ended up taking the series. Is history going to repeat itself? We'll have to see as we're going to jump inside the game. Fogged, what do you think? Is this going to be a Nigma victory? Are they going to do it again to Liquid?
Looks pretty good.
Yeah.
Definitely looks good for the puck. Definitely looks quite nice for the PL as well. I definitely do like their draft. I think Liquid, you know, they have to have some type of sheer confidence in the Warlock, picking it 3 times in a row for Insania. But they're gonna go for it.
5-man stacked up Liquid. They really like doing this last patch when the early nighttime change occurred. They just were one of the first teams to just start 5-manning around the map in Europe, and they're going to continue to do so here. Nigma, of course, wise to their tricks, going to just hold a defensive 5-man themselves, or 4-man rather.
Yep. I actually I like to see the 5-mans whenever there's a Jug. I actually thought we'd see like the punch back with GH because they have tag team and all that, but they're actually afraid. You know, tag team, when you're playing into that spin, it can just be completely negated. So it's actually good that Nigma, I feel like, just take the more passive approach.
Still going to get 2 apiece? Yeah, we are.
Yeah.
All right, so what do you make of the 5-position Pugna for Kuro? We've got a 4-position Enchantress for Taiga.
I like 5-position Pugna. I think it's something that's actually a bit underrated. I think Nether Ward is an ability that people just always sleep on. It scales incredibly well. A lot of times in these team fights, you know, you're going to see heroes probably a little bit limited on mana, and that's going to be because of this Nether Ward in a lot of situations. And he's got good save. Again, I actually see Liquid having... You know, T-Governor was actually the one who kind of like brought the idea of like how it works in my head too a couple of times of when Liquid commits, they kind of have to really commit on their fight. That's why I feel like Nigma can actually just like poke and reset and like take these long duration fights a lot better. Liquid has to have some explosive initiations.
Well, Taiga, you saw the double sentry placed by Kuro to be able to block out the hard camps. And he actually just went impetus and is pressuring the high armor agility hero of the Phantom Lancer.
Yeah, looks good. This is a good lane. I like this Mars and this Enchantress versus the PL. ILTW will get slowed down a little bit here, so that's exactly what you want to be doing. And on the other side, Jug, I don't think Mick is going to get slowed down almost at all. The Centaur does have a bit of a base damage advantage, but Jug's animation's just gorgeous, and he's got a Warlock behind him to boot. So that's definitely promising for Liquid just off of the lanings.
Sorry, I paused there earlier. So Taiga did plant his own sentry, right, and found Kuro's sentry. And then I'm presuming he's going to deny this in time for the 2-minute ward. I assume so, anyway.
I think so, yeah. Because he just hits the level 2 as well. So, yeah, he can take it out. I love that you can do this now, honestly. Just being able to kill your own wards. Even teammates being able to kill your wards, I think it's actually quite huge. They're pinging it right away. Kuroki's probably like, ILTW or me actually have to go block this hard camp. So I think he's probably telling ILTW try for it, but they can't actually. Boxy as well, just blocking off the area. So hard camp is available. Taiga is going to be real happy, and he's blessed.
Nice. See, like that. All 3 of those creeps are great to use. You know, you get the Satyr, you throw around the bombs, you get the Mana Stealer, and he's actually going to farm the camp for the extra creep waves here. Boxy pulling this all the way back, a double creep wave, and is actually going to try and deny half of the creep wave here, while Taiga will address Kuro's presence.
That's really nice. It's going to mean that ILTW does get some more secured farm, but he's still dealing with the Satyr, so it's still a little annoying for him. The blast coming through and harassing him, but he will get some guaranteed last hits because of the way that lane will now stabilize in a moment. But Boxy, if he keeps this wave here, he's going to be able to deny an entire another wave. No, the range creep left. Why does it do this?
What?
I see this happen so much lately, dude. The range creep just goes to the tower. He had it on him. Well,
I mean, that's disastrous,
it's actually so
right?
impactful.
Yeah.
It's such a big deal. I've seen this happen now with range creep so often where they're aggroing neutral camps and towers when you wouldn't think so. And lane's going to push now into ILTW's favor. So some fortunate stuff for Nigma and some unfortunate stuff for Boxy a little bit here.
Yeah, and we saw also Kuro and Taiga continue to have a battle. Century for century once again. Taiga still keeping the camp open, but Kuro did manage to body block it. So there's a ton of mind games going on in this top lane. And I love to see this sort of thing because it goes to show you clearly understand how the enemy team wants to be able to play their lane. And you're coming up with ideas on how to contradict that. And and then in turn they try and counter your counter, and it's just a fun little back and forth.
I love when I see just clever little things to just like win you lanes. I remember there was like a time when the people were picking like the 4/5 tinies, and they would like start tri lane in their safe lane, and they just like they do the pull, and then the tiny just sits there, and it's like if you come interfere with the pull, you're getting tossed under tower and you just die. Like these kind of like tricky little things just to ensure that the pulls are not getting used.
Long shard
block again.
Koifa, there was just a little gap to get through there, and doesn't even miss the range creep with the avalanche. He takes that last hit.
Doesn't get a bottle refill, though. They did not check the rune for him, so GH will be able to grab one, Miracle grab the other, and Koifa, he's sad. Empty bottle, still has good mana, though.
Am I crazy? I feel like this has happened maybe all 3 games now, where Koifa's left he's an island here. He's getting no assistance.
Yeah, it's quite crippling as well, especially with what we've seen his bottom.
Okay, never mind. He's good. He has a healing ward. Mind Control actually take a lot of damage from this bit from the Warlock.
Nice little Vanguard going to be coming up from Mind Control, of course. The best item you can get on most of these strength offlaners now.
Boy, Koifa's really feeling that empty bottle now. And Miracle knows it too. He's going to pressure him underneath this tower. Koifa approaches, avalanches, pulls the creep wave back. Miracle. If he lands both his nukes, Koifa would get kind of low, but probably not enough to risk anything here.
Hey, he actually loses his courier to the tower, and those are his boots, so maybe not
oh, no.
pay full attention. So that's a little crippling there for Miracle, and Koifa has boots himself, so he'll be a little bit speedier in all these occasions now versus this puck for the next minute or so. That's a whoopsie.
Yeah, not great. Kuro had to TP out because he was caught by Taiga's Hellbear, so he's going to be out of the lane for a bit. How's the Centaur lane? We haven't actually watched it too much with all the shenanigans going up at top, but 21-0 for the Centaur, so he's actually doing okay. Him and the Phantom Lancer are not doing the best, but...
Yeah, he got left alone, right? GH went to go check the runes, so that's going to happen. Mind Control gets left for a second. You can't lane nearly as well. This time, though, they are checking runes.
They are. Taiga, he is going to be the victim of checking said runes. Surely, maybe not. Okay, he is. They
tried to
check.
give it to Miracle.
Yeah. They check with one support. Nigma checks with two.
Yeah. I mean, that's some patience, right? Kuro literally is just waiting there. He could have lasted him. He's just like, all right, give it a Miracle. And then GH comes in. He's like, no. I'm securing this kill.
Tied him up with the neutrals. Always a good play with the Fatal Bonds, but an easy camp is a little bit less. You get him on a hard camp or something, that is a lot of damage that can come in. Boxy. So you have... He's got a Soul Ring and a Mango, so his mana is deceptively low right now. He actually does have enough for a combo, and he's really wants to keep the pressure on ILTW.
He's just dancing around. They're putting so much pressure on the tower. The Medallion Centaur with 13 armor just tanking up for this tower to take out the majority of it. It's probably going to die to this wave, and they're going to get Kuroki.
Yeah, you're right. This is crazy. And GH is here now. The tower is still going to be taking more damage. Miracle's going to join in here, and Boxy's going to throw down the arena, tries to get to the other side of the wall, and he does. But the coil's going to be finally expended to be able to get the kill. Looks like they may still lose it based off, or lose the tower based off the siege wagon, but we'll have to see. Once again, the Vanguard coming into play for the Centaur, allowing him to survive solo.
Yep. And that's a cool play. I love it. With the Medallion, with the Enchantress, like this creep is so unbelievably tanky. They can just set up to push the tower. Does get denied, though. So some gold will be taken away from the side of Liquid, as they will look to pressure bottom anyway. Mind Control, he's alone. They're going to look to hurt him a little, but he's got Vanguard, and he's got every spell.
On the other side of things, here comes Koifa.
Nice wrap.
Very good wrap, and they'll continue to keep damage on the tower now that the core is gone out of lane. That damage is not quite enough. Taiga will survive. This is why, okay, so 4 Enchantress is on my list to try out this patch, because I think we saw Taiga use it before, and it looks so good with Solar Crest. You're just insanely tanky.
Yeah, and like any attention that you get, if you build Hood after Solar Crest, then it's just like attention will be drawn to you at some point, and you will probably just eat spells and not die. So great build up, and as you said, bottom with that catapult wave still alive, they just get the tower fully. Mickey getting surrounded here though. Miracle waiting for an opportunity. He has coil in 2.
Can they kill him? Can they throw all their nukes? They basically have to be able to catch him in the stun here before the sounds wears out. He's not able to get off the spin. Nicely played. Spin goes off the last second, but the magic damage has already been done. Avalanche over the top is going to be able to land on a couple here. The Fatal Bonds is just between Mind Control and Miracle here, and they're running out of damage with Koifa. Haven't already used the Avalanche. They're just going to have to leave Insania behind. Miracle, great patience by him that nets them 2 kills.
And Kuroki, what the? Okay, I guess the bottle was still able to be refilled. He refills Miracle's bottle as he TPs mid 2. Looks like he didn't have the time, but he does. And they do slow down a little bit of that Liquid pressure. Liquid still quite dominantly in the lead, as they did do so well in the lane, especially versus ILTW. But that's a big hit.
It does feel like we have these first 2 games, and we're being able to see these 2 teams and how they play this patch on the other side of the equation, right? Nigma this time, they've got the later game lineup with the Phantom Lancer. Liquid, they're the ones who have to take these early towers and try and pressure.
And make sure they don't give up too many kills early on, especially like Boxy. Like this setup, this ward that Kuroki just placed down, it's going to net them a quick kill here onto this Mars.
Yeah.
Actually doesn't have coil.
Oh, they used all their stuns.
Just kidding.
All right.
Radiant's bottom tower.
And he didn't even TP base. Boxy actually just TP'd to the tower mid, so he's actually going to be able to show up to the fight. Bit of a mistake there coming out from Nigma using all that lockdown without coil. Miracle was, I think, like 5 seconds till he did have that available. All right, that's pretty nice.
I'm so impressed by players who are able to have the wherewithal to be able to read the situation of like, oh, hey, they don't have any stuns, and oh, also I'm not panic TPing back to base. I'm also just going to, TP out to one of the other lanes, or TP to a tier 2 or something.
Yeah, crazy conscious decision by Boxy. He's around mid for this smoke, looking to grab Kuroki. They have a catapult here, so they want to try to pressure onto the tower a little bit.
Yeah, Taiga's
but they're actually going to swing.
Using his Centaur again. They're going to go on to Insania here. He's spotted up on the high ground. It'll probably be bursted down, but they may still be able to catch him as they got the toss. Okay, the spear was still enough. He ended up going over the arena walls, and it was a big concern that they were going to miss out on that kill because of that awkward dyssynergy that they have, but nuke damage was enough.
I love seeing that interaction. I love the earth spikes into the spears flying over the walls and whatnot. Koifa, the blink reveal coming into play right there.
Yeah.
Quick catch, and that's why they picked this Tiny this game. Versus the puck, that instant disable that you can get, that instant burst. Always going to be a factor that Miracle needs to watch out for. As actually, this was kind of cool. This is rarely smart, but they just are passing between the Ocean Heart, between each other in the river.
Oh, okay. So, you know, Koifa, he's got enough mana now for his combo, so maybe he gives it off to somebody else at some point. That's funny.
Yeah, him and Boxy were kind of just like trading it around in the river until they had enough mana for combos when they were chasing.
Man, there are certain offlaners that love that mask, and Mars is certainly one of them.
Yeah. And PL, as we said, you know, Nigma, it's going to be time before ILTW feels comfortable to join in. Maybe even not in the with the first item. Maybe we'll take that second item. So Nigma needs to weather the storm. They need to just make sure that they don't lose this mid tower in particular, since they've lost those other towers so early on, versus this pressure that's going to be coming up from Liquid soon with this blink from Koikfa. And speaking of Koikfa too, he's got a haste rune. So definitely can still look to make these active plays around the vision, as he's just stalking GH right now. But so, GH also watching him.
The way I view the this matchup of Juggernaut Phantom Lancer, I feel like it's better for the Phantom Lancer than he used to be, because isn't both the Shard and the Aghanim Scepter like really favorable for you against PL?
Yeah, absolutely. But also Mika can go for Battle Fury, since it's like Maelstrom is still super valuable, but the fact that he can go for Battle Fury and it's like even more value versus PL might be pretty decent for Mika. So he just got that just straight up raw physical, and he will have Solar super early on from Taiga.
Koifa, they're going to blow everything they have to try and take down Mind Control. Still not enough. They do have the Fatal Bonds on here with the Golem out to see if they can finish him off. The Omni Slash sticking onto Miracle with a spin as well. No phase shift, but he does get a little bit of bumper in health. He jumps away just in time. The Fatal Bonds is still dishing out some damage, but it's not enough to get a kill anywhere until they kill the Tusk at least. Oh, Koifa with a swing managed to catch Miracle still. ILTW did show up to the fight, and they killed Boxy on the side. He attempted to TP away under tower, but it's still a win for Liquid.
Yeah, they need to turn this into tower. Nigma, they really want to try to hold on to this one, but
they just keep
might
going.
actually give up some more kills.
The alley-oop sends him over to Kuro. Kuro tries to keep himself alive with the drain, but eventually the suck runs out, and Taiga, he gives away the Solar Crest, and he kind of needs that extra armor right now. Nigma do hold their tier 1 tower, though.
They do. And ILTW, as you said, he shows up with that defusal. He swings over. He's able to at least get himself a nice kill onto Boxy. Koikfa, though, man, Koikfa's so hot on the Tiny lately. 5-0-1, power runes aplenty. Gets these great connections and combos. But yeah, tower's alive. So Nigma, it hurts a little bit, but hey, it's all about the PL in this game, and you keep your tower alive.
Another one. As GH does manage to dodge the spear with a snowball here. The Shards can give him a little bit of extra distance as well. Miracle's here, and they've actually run the team a little bit too far. They throw down the arena to be able to keep everybody out. Can that save Koifa's life? They're going to pop the Centaur ultimate here. Stampede to try and run him down even further. Koifa blink up in a second. He's away. Boxy, not so lucky. A spear? Oh, he actually does manage to kill and a TP out as well. They don't have any more TP. Oh.
What a play by Boxy. Oh my, that might be one of the biggest highlights actually for me. Just like that ulti and just being able to turn, and he survives. That was so sick by Boxy.
The scan pings Koifa. They know he's still here. So they have to know he's on the right-hand side. And they'll see him now. Koifa, though, he blinked away before Miracle could hit him with damage, and now the Liquid, he's got backup, so they can't do anything.
Mind Control, standing there, just tanking the mid tower, so his creeps stay alive a little longer, getting a push going. Mickey, he's got Battle Fury. Pretty good timing for him. He's also got the Alacrity, but he's getting gone on.
They can burst him down. They can burst him down. They've got him. Mickey's dead.
Smooth rotations from Nigma and Mickey. Not expecting that one at all. He's not even in vision or anything. It just was them walking into him in the river there with Mind Control face checking.
Mind Control sees an opportunity to hit this tier 1 tower a few more times to retaliate, allowing him to chip away. Liquid starts setting up. Koifa, he found the initiation on a Miracle with a spear on through. They bursted down the mid of Nigma. Koifa, he's in trouble. He's dead. Caught by the shard and the drain. Really good area control there from Nigma. ILTW wants to keep it going, but he's inside the arena. The real one gets speared. Boxy finds the opening, but they don't have any damage out of it, and Kuro is actually healing him up. This is troublesome for Liquid. Nigma's looking good for this team fight. The Omni Slash bounces over. It actually sticks over to ILTW until he doppelgangers into the river. Now, Mind Control is pretty tanky, but these crits, they're chunking him down. Now they're going to go for the spin, but Mickey doesn't want to overextend himself. He actually retreats, drop the healing ward. ILTW, who trying to deal with it with an illusion, was unable to do so, so he will back up to his side as well.
And my God, such patience. Like you said, these players just understanding like the absolute best of it. Mind Control while he's running right there, his Stampede comes up. He doesn't even use it. Like he's so confident he's going to survive because of the tankiness. Now they'll have it for the next move on Nigma, and they've done a great job of just stopping the pressure from Liquid. It's now pretty much dead even. It's bouncing between less than 1k and 1k gold advantage for Liquid, but same thing for that experience. And PL is starting to get away with a lot.
And that, yeah, that as you were kind of alluding to there, that is kind of concerning for Liquid, right? This Phantom Lance is getting a bit bigger. Now they're going to find an opening here onto Taiga. While he's silenced, he's not able to get off that heal, so he's easily caught into Insania. He's also dead here. Though 2 pickoffs like that, perhaps even more, with the hook stomp landing on a Boxy. Boxy going for the TP out. The Avalanche is going to be able to cover him to get away, but it's Nigma who take the mid tower first off of those 2 pickoffs.
And just with such sheer like vigor, right? They know the Warlock Golem is down, they know Omni Slash is down, they know the Mars Ult is down, so they just sheerly run right through everything to just go for that tower, go for any type of kills. And they'll get them, and they'll continue looking to go for this pressure play, continue to now grab some vision around this high ground that you usually can't at quite an early time. And it's 17 minutes, so some new neutral items that they can pick up. And they'll get blessed with the absolute best neutral item in the game, in my opinion.
I got your message a little bit late. You were talking about the Nether Shawl casually on Faceless Void the entire game. Yeah, this item's pretty insane.
Yeah, no, if it fits the right game for it, you know, that item just can change everything. You know, Void had 25% free magic resist in the entire game that he held. He even got like tier 3 items. He kept the Nether Shawl the whole game, so
yeah,
crazy item.
They also just got Vambrace as well, so they've got 2 different options to deal with magic damage. Now, oh, hey, an ensnare from the Troll catches Miracle, and now an Arena has caught several heroes inside. The spear doesn't actually land, hits an illusion instead. They're going to try and focus down Mind Control. Mind Control, 3 more seconds until a Stampede is up. Omni Slash, Snowball, they can Stampede off of this as well. There they go, running away. The Golem's going to be dropped. They do manage to still bring down Mind Control. Taiga is going to be swept up with the Swarm of Illusions from ILTW as he looks for the second support. This one's Insania, but he's actually got to get out of here. There's a lot of magic damage being dealt right now. He jumps to the other side of the river. The Fatal Bonds on the real one. He finishes up Insania, but his life may be forfeit for it. Is a long toss over. Boxy is thrown in and finishes him off with a spear. Now they're going to catch GH as well. The Fatal Bonds shows where Kuro is, so Koifa, he takes him out as well. Okay, the toss not quite enough, but Kuro, he's unlikely to go anywhere here. Miracle, you're all alone, my friend. I don't think he can do much.
Koifa continues just impress so much this game, this series. He just seems to always find the right target, gets the puck, Stampede comes off, he resets, waits for his Blink Dagger, gets the jump on the Stampeding Centaur that's trying to escape, gets the cleanup. And Mickey, during the entirety of it, he's just hitting the PL. He's actually cleaving down those illusions, so they're not able to actually